So I'm ready for the next guest on Talking Nachos. So before we dig into the details, Priyanki, just tell us, what do you do to help dentists survive, thrive, not cry inside on a daily basis?
Good question. Nice to speak with you, or nice to meet with you as well. So I would say the biggest thing is treat them kindly. What I'm doing here is I work for 42 North Dental, and I basically oversee all of the doctor recruitment aspect. So that's all I do all day, every day, live and breathe on hiring dentists and specialists all across about 105 practices that we have.
Awesome. So I really want to dig in. A couple of things, Priyanki, I want to ask you. So growing up as a child, many of us wanted to be firefighters and princesses, but we grew up and we had to get different jobs. How did you pick this job? Where you're like, I want to work with dentists every day. That sounds like fun. How did you get into this field?
Well, that's the thing. I felt like there's no real career path for recruitment, right? Like you can go to school, like I have a business degree, right?
Yeah.
So you can go to school, and the funny thing is, I have a business degree, and my major is actually in marketing communications. So I did have that marketing skill set, and recruitment and marketing, as you must know, kind of go hand in hand. So I really just kind of fell into recruiting while I was in college. I remember going to a career fair, and I remember like seeing all the recruiters at the booth, and they were just standing there talking to people about jobs, and I was like, well, I want to do that. So I literally went, and you'll laugh at this, I literally went booth by booth by booth by booth, and I went to each recruiter, and they were like, oh, we have this internship, and we have this, and do you want to do this? And I'm like, no, no, no. I want to do what you're doing. How do I get there? So I literally went to like different job fairs day after, or like as much as possible, not day after day, but like as many as I could attend. And I would go to each recruiter and I say, how do I get there? And I remember meeting one of my future bosses that said, you know what, I have an open position for you. Give me about a month. If you can wait a month, I will hire you.
Awesome. That's a great story. Now, what I want to share, and we would take hours to explain consolidation in dentistry, but let me just use this example. I live in Center City, Philadelphia. I love eating out at restaurants, and there's a restaurant, the Star Group, which is one of the most popular in the country. They have many restaurants. There's also owners that have a handful, and then there's also restaurants that are just the traditional one-owner restaurant. But all of those restaurants need chefs every day to prepare food and deliver it to their customer, or the whole thing falls apart. They could have the nicest table, the nicest website, the nicest this. So in the dental world, dentists are needed like chefs to deliver dentistry, whether you own 500 practices, 5 practices, 2 practices like me, or 1. Let's talk about these things. I want to know first the pain, the problems, the pain, and potential. So what are some of the problems in the dentist world of finding jobs and hiring associates? Why is this a problem, for the industry in your experience?
All right. So I would say the biggest problem is there's a huge shortage of talent, be it dentists, be it dental hygienists, be it assistants, whatever the case is, there's a huge shortage.
Now, I'll ask this though, and I'll say this in an authentic way. We have 6,000 dental school grads a year, so it sounds like there's enough licensed dentists out there. Is more the problem matching them to the right location?
There's a lot out there, but there's also like tons and tons of practices out there that still have a need to hire. So even though it sounds like there's a lot, there's still a bigger need to hire. So it doesn't end up being enough.
And also, one of the things I think that's happening in the dental space that many of the older dentists don't realize is dentistry is becoming a more mobile career, a more transitional career. Dentists are married to spouses where their career actually takes precedence over the dental career. This happened in my practice where our awesome associate, his spouse was moving to San Francisco for her fellowship in medicine, and he had to follow her, and we had an open position. So now tell us about some of the potential, right? With your organization, you guys are hiring dentists. Tell me about a day in the life of Priyanki. Who are you talking to? You're talking directly to dentists. You're talking to recruiters. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So for me, it's a lot about building a strategy. So and what comes with the strategy is, as we're growing, is to connect with all the dental schools. So we used to be like, I started this organization over 6 years ago where we had 20 something offices. Now we have over 100 plus practices. Right. So we used to be lucky in that we're a Boston based organization, and, we're lucky to have BU and Tufts kind of, quote unquote, at my backyard. So it was easy to take talent from there. But now that we're growing, and we're growing into states that we've never really been in, specifically like in Pennsylvania or in Michigan and Indiana and stuff like that, I'm basically responsible for building more robust relationships with a lot of these dental schools to really have a much greater feed for the dental school students into all these different practices that we
So they
have.
have more awareness to do. So I'm going to the DEO this weekend, and I'm being asked to speak on how to recruit us high-level associates to double your dentistry. And one of the things I'm going to share is what are you trying to double in your organization? Immediately, dentists think it's profit, but it could be sanity, it could be happiness, it could be stability. Associate positions come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes you need to stabilize an office because one associate's on maternity leave. Other times you need to replace a dentist who is producing $100,000 a month. So if you could give someone a tip out there, let's say someone's saying, I want to hire my first associate. I'm a dentist. I don't know how to go about this process. You do it. What strategies would you recommend for that dentist? Post on social media, go to more in-person see. What are some of your Priyanki strategies?
Yeah, so I would say everything. You know what? That's the funny thing, right? It's kind of like recruiting is kind of like marketing. You're not just going to post on Indeed and find that right talent. Like it's just not going to work that way. You're going to have to do many things. So obviously use a lot of the job boards and then use job boards like Dental Nachos, like something where it's a little bit more niche, where they're catering towards this type of market where they're specifically talking to all the dentists there, you know?
And one of the things I think dentists fall into this trap of, Priyanki, is they think one solution to one problem. One
Yeah,
problem may need 5 different paths to solutions. Dentist Job Connect, what I created was something between a high-level matchmaker, which I've done, but a lot of times that's $10,000 or $20,000 per position. And
yeah,
then also going on Indeed could be a small cost. Dental Town could be free, but sometimes free does not have the ability to get results as quickly. But I tell everyone, do all of that, because one of the things that our
exactly.
dental space doesn't understand is, I've done high-level matchmaking, and let's just say, I'll just use an example. I'll say, I'll find you an associate. If I find someone at zero, if I don't find someone at zero, if I find you someone who's $12,000, and they go, I don't want to pay that. I go, but how much are you missing each month without the production? They go, $70,000. I said, so if I solve this problem for you, won't the first month that it's solved pay for this thing? And they say, oh yeah, that's right. So one of the things I want
Yes,
our world to think about and kind of embrace the business world more is solving a problem with your dentist chef is priceless. Use all different strategies, from headhunters to Dentist Job Connect to Dental Towns,
absolutely.
because you just often need that one magical connection to make a difference. So I
Oh
love
yeah,
that, Priyanki. If someone
absolutely.
if someone wanted to reach out to you, how could they do? If they want to learn about your DSO, they want to learn about what you do, they want to become a recruiter. How could they reach out to you?
Yeah, so best way is follow me on LinkedIn. I put out a lot of content. I put a lot of articles. I put out a lot of information about, the dental world and the dental industry in terms of how to hire in a dental practice, or even for candidates looking for jobs. Hit me up through LinkedIn. Obviously, you can also go to www.42northdental.com. Again, we're very much of a growing organization, and we are looking to affiliate and potentially buy existing dental practices. So anyone that's also looking to sell their practice, please don't hesitate to reach out to me as well.
Awesome, Priyanka. I really like bringing awareness to spicy toppings, to interesting toppings. I think a lot of times dentists resist industry changes. So thanks so much for being here. Awesome, guys. Well, really appreciate you guys being on Talking Nachos. Appreciate you guys learning. If you're looking for a job, just text job to 215-543-6454. And we'll be glad to share with you our open positions right now. Anyone can look at it. And if you're looking to hire an associate, text hire to 215-543-6454. Thanks, guys.